You want to feel strong, and I do too. So in this very quick routine, we're gonna focus on strengthening.
It's time to feel uplifted.
To begin, let's start right in downward facing dog. Might be likely your first down dog of the day. So just pedal through the legs, spread the fingers wide. You can always take the hands a little wider than the shoulders. If you have tight shoulders, you can always take the feet as wide as the mat. Just whatever you need to do here to warm up. And tune into your breath. You can find stillness or movement. We'll connect with the breath through rippling forward and back to plank. So on your next inhale, come forward, shoulders over wrists. On your out breath, pull from your lower belly up, downward facing dog. Your in breath, rock forward to plank. Your exhale, pull back to dog. 2 more times, strengthening the little supporting muscles around the shoulder and the core here, forward. Your exhale brings you back. And then inhale, we'll hold plank. Now, if this is your first time with this routine and this feels like too much, you can always drop the knees. Otherwise, press the heels back, curl the tailbone forward, send the hips towards the chin. So imagine you were wearing a giant belt buckle and you want your belt buckle to move towards your chin. Keep pressing down through the hands, last breath. And then drop the knees if you haven't already. Nicely done. Inhale, open. Find your cow pose. Shoulders back, heart lifts. Exhale, tailbone to the space between your knees, deeply round, chin into chest. 2 more times. Inhale, open across the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Take your right hand underneath your face and take your left hand high to the sky. And you're going to notice this shin is going to kind of just kickstand behind me as I lift the left arm up. Inhale, lift now also the left leg. So you're in a modified side plank. Deep breath in and out. Imagine your arm and leg could pull out of your body, so you're really reaching. Good, and then let's take it to the other side. Left hand underneath the face, right hand to the sky. This time right leg lifts, flex it. Heel is in line with the hip. Pull the abs and the ribs in. For 3, for 2, for 1. Come back to center. Hands back underneath the shoulders. Look at my heels. They're going to move towards my booty. So from here, I want you to line yourself up so that you can do 5 little push-ups with me. So once again, imagine that belt buckle is moving towards your chin. So that's going to take any arch out of your low back. So we don't want any booty popping. We want you to move that belt buckle towards your chin, lengthen the tailbone down. Keep your heels as close to your seat as you can, and from there, you're just going to lower and press. And lower, press. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. 2 more. These are really hard if you do them right. Last one. Nicely done. Come back to your downward facing dog. Gently stroll, walk now to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Glide the shoulder blades down and back. Heart and chest lift. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, half lift. Imagine there was a pencil between your shoulder blades. So squeeze that pencil with your shoulder blades. You really find a back bend as you take your half lift and exhale, fold. Last one, inhale. Breathing out fully. This time, inhale. Circle the arms down, around, and up. And exhale, sink into chair pose. You can bring the toes to touch, heels apart. Or you can keep the feet wide, right? Or if you just need stability, and this is hard to balance, so toes touching or feet hip width or wider. Spin the pinkies in. We're gonna hold here for 5 breaths because we're focusing on strength. So now we're focusing on the thighs. Once again, imagine that belt buckle moving towards your chin, so tailbone lengthens down, sink 2 inches deeper. Sink 1 inch deeper, just for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank pose, in your choice to drop the knees like we did before, or to do chaturanga. And maybe just noticing how your chaturanga up dog feels after doing those practice chaturangas. We'll all meet downward facing dog. Let's give the wrists a little break and come with the forearms on the floor. So now we're in our dolphin pose. So it's just like dog, except our forearms are on the floor. I want you to walk your feet towards your elbows. Walk your feet towards your elbows, and then it's okay to bend the knees. Bend the knees and send your chest towards your thighs. 3 deep breaths here. So once again, really getting some nice activation for all the surrounding muscles of the shoulders. Keep moving your chest towards your thighs. Super okay to bend the knees. Should feel like a lot of work in the upper body. And then walk your feet back in space for your dolphin plank. I know, so much fun. So we're holding here statically. Once again, belt buckle towards chin. Squeeze your inner thighs together, heels pressed back. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here, stay here, stay here. Just tip the hips to the right and center and left and center. You can do this. Right, center, left, center. Right, center, left, center. Last time you got it. Right, center, left, center. Hold. Make sure the hips are in line with the shoulders. Lower them if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lower the hips all the way down to the ground. Sphinx pose. Activate the legs for me now, though. So see how my kneecaps are lifting off the mat? Kneecaps lift off the mat. So even here, we're finding and focusing on strength. 3 deep breaths. Let's push into child's pose, just as a counter pose for the spine. Just catch our breath for a moment. And then inhale to table. Exhale to downward facing dog. Step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, come on up, high lunge. Bend deeply into the front knee. Bend the back knee, and 3 little pulses. 1, 2, 3. Straighten the back leg. Breathe in big and deep. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Listen carefully, step the right foot back to plank, but then spin to the outer edge of the left foot for side plank. So we sort of prepared for this a little earlier in the sequence. You can stay here if you've done this many times with me, you can lower now the hips and lift. Lower the hips and lift. You get the obliques. Lower and lift. If this is too much on the wrist, you can do the same exercise on the forearm. Otherwise, last 3, 2, and 1. And if you're holding static, that's fine too. Roll, press back to dog. Really nice work. Step the left foot between the hands, circling up for this really feel good high lunge. And then bending the back knee for pulsing 3, 2, 1. Now straighten the leg. Huge deep breath in, squeeze the inner thighs together, bend into the front knee more. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right in plank, but then you're spinning to the outer edge of the right foot, left hand high for your side plank. So you can stay here. You can always take the knee to the ground, kind of similar to what we did when we started, or you can join me for those little oblique pulses. You can always be on the forearm if these are too much. Otherwise, we have 3, 2, 1. Nice. Press back into your dog. Just pedal everything out. And drop to your knees. Take a little toe stretch here, so keep your toes curled underneath you. Sit back on your heels with the toes curled under if you can. Flip the little pinky toe forward. And then just circle out the wrists. way to feel alive in the morning, right? This gets the blood pumping really quickly. So if you were feeling sluggish or even maybe in a bad mood, I know for me it's like just doing a couple things like this, especially if it's hot outside or hot in your house, you're gonna feel really fired up really quick. All right, so figure eights with the wrists. We're gonna end with a couple tricep dips. So fingers point towards your heels. Modification is you can just stay here. So wrist issues, you can just stay here. Otherwise, I want you to lift the hips and bend the elbows straight back. So you're just gonna press and press. So I want you to think of focusing on the straightening rather than bending. So the bending is just this teeny tiny bend, and then you're really just pressing up and up more, and up more, and 5, 4, 3, get the hips higher, 2, 1. Now hold the bend. So you're just gonna stay on that burn. Ooh. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten, 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 straighten. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Set the seat down, come to lie down on your back. Interlace the hands, roll the wrists out once again. Huge breaths in and out. And then take the hands alongside the body. Middle fingers should graze the back of the heels. Lift the hips up and interlace your hands underneath you for bridge pose. So you're gonna origami shimmy your shoulders in towards one another. So right shoulder and left shoulder move towards the center of your mat. Your knees have splayed out, so squeeze your inner thighs together and enjoy this little back bend, which is also building a lot of strength in the inner thighs, quads, glutes. Deep breaths in and out. If you've done this routine with me at least 4 or 5 times, invitation to lift the right leg straight up. If it's your first time, don't worry. Just focus on building this strength first. And left leg, if you've done this a couple times. Good, and then gently lower the back to the ground. Let your feet move down your sticky mat, and then just take the knees to the left and right. So just kind of windshield wipering the legs. Pull the knees now in towards the armpit. So right knee into right armpit, left knee into left armpit. Just really acknowledging your hard work and your choice to come up to seated to close your practice, or just to let the palms face up, let the legs go long, and dissolve into a very well-deserved Shavasana here. Inhaling fully. Exhaling completely, and just congratulating yourself on a job very well done.
Comment now down below and let me know, what was your favorite exercise in this video? Was there one in particular where you felt that burn? That burn is a good thing. It's a good sign. If you want to keep doing yoga, keep working out for another 20 minutes or so, this is the routine that I'm going to suggest you do next. It's a perfect follow-up to what we just did. Let me know how this went for you in the comments below, and I can't wait to connect with you in my next video. From my heart to yours, namaste.